Today is one of those impossible to light this room days. It happens. Anyway, dragonfly! Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Today I am reviewing Dragonfly from the House of Zoologist. This is one of the most recent offerings to come from them, although they have just announced Elephant, which is coming imminently, I think. I will have it in my grubby little mitts very soon, I cannot wait. But for now I'm reviewing Dragonfly. I have previously reviewed every other fragrance that they have made, so if you want to go and check them out, do. Then one I haven't done is the new formula of Panda, but I have it, so that one will be coming very soon as well. But for now, let's review Dragonfly. Yay! So if you don't know much about their fragrances, every single fragrance they make is themed on an animal, its habitat, anything, the foliage where they live, the just imagery of the animal itself. It can be anything. They're usually slightly weird and wonderful, but still wearable. Some of them are quite out there and some of them are much more wearable. This one is on the high scale of it's wearable. It's actually very, very beautiful. I find it quite feminine as well. But what I always want to do is read out the description of what they were going for, because they do kind of really paint a picture of what they want you to feel when you smell it. So, bear with. So it says, the impressionistic pond. Drifting through swaying reeds and billowing stalks of papyrus, a breeze gives chase to a sweet morning mist. A perfect mirror revealed upon still green water is shattered by a sudden shower, casting the gentle romance of lotus and iris into a frenzied, passionate rhythm. Above, tendrils of sunlight nudge away the grey clouds, their warmth drawing dense aromas from the dewy surfaces below. Beneath the dwindling ripples, restless nymphs stir and begin to emerge. Under the soft moonlight, the newly hatched dragonflies spread fragile, virgin wings, poised to explore the world between pool and sky. Pool and sky. Like a glade captured in delicate strokes upon an impressionist canvas, the rich green floral medley of Zoologist Dragonfly transports you through a maze of moody tones and melancholy weather. This olfactory journey echoes the cycle of a cobalt pond, from the crackling light of dawn to the thick blanket of nightfall under the gaze of the flitting dragonfly. So, they really know how to paint a picture. Like, it's so good. I've always said I'm a fan of this brand. I love the concept. I kind of wish I'd thought of it first, but I didn't. Perfumer behind this is Juan Perez. What the man behind this company does, Victor Wong his name is. Hello Victor, I have to say thank you for sending me this. I'm always so appreciative that I get to try your fragrances when they come out. I'm always excited to what's going to come next as well, so this is so cool. So yeah, he worked with lots of different perfumers to create a vision that he has. So this one is Juan Perez. So notes. So the top notes are aldehydes, heliotrope, lemon, peony and rainwater. Side note, I did actually read an interview with Victor on Fragrantica about some of his fragrances, and this was in the making at the time, and he did mention that there was going to be a petrica note in it, which is my most favourite smell on the entire planet. It sends me loopy, like howling at the moon, and I do kind of get that with this one. So anyway, yeah. Heart notes, cherry blossom, clover, iris, lotus and rice. And then the base notes are amber, moss, musk, papyrus and sandalwood. So let's smell it. Just while I'm spraying this on, I will say I'm a big fan of this one. Previously, Beaver was my favourite, Panda was my least favourite, the old formula, but it seems to have jumped up to my almost favourite now, the new formulation, and this one is probably third. It's very, very beautiful. So, look at this, it's so cute, by the way. Look at his little face. He's the coolest, angriest but cute dragonfly I've ever seen. So this is really interesting. I think it has two distinct stages. Some Zoologist fragrances have about 20 stages and they really take you on a journey. This one I can feel mainly two distinct stages. The opening stage is where you get the real interesting zoologist-y, oh that's a bit weird kind of thing, but it's no way as weird as some of the others. It's a lot more manageable. I think it's immediately feminine. I can smell it smells purple to me, if that makes sense. It smells like a kind of iridescent purple kind of smell. You've got purple florals in here, iris, heliotrope. They're very light and airy flowers, but it's paired together with an aquatic feeling, but it's not aquatic in the normal sense of when you get an aquatic fragrance, usually it's produced from flowers and it smells floral, but it feels aquatic. This is a more realistic aquatic feeling, so it feels like, I guess, the pond part of it, and it is kind of like rain, so it's like that petrica kind of smell, but it never overtakes, it's just in the background. It's the petally type feeling that's over the top. The other thing that I have to mention is rice. It's a very, very interesting note in this fragrance. The only way I can describe it is it doesn't overtake either, but what it does is it gives this fragrance a bit of weight, because it is a very light and airy, pretty fragrance. It gives it a bit of weight to what would be a flyaway fragrance. Buzz, fly away, goodbye. And the way it smells is kind of like when you cook rice in your house, you get that smell in the air it's almost kind of starchy, I guess you could call it, a little bit earthy smelling, a little bit rough, and this has got a bit of a dose of that in it, which is, it kind of grounds it a little bit and it keeps them dragonflies on those lily pads. So it's a really weird combination at first, but it works. That's what they manage to do every time. It's like, oh, I've never smelled that before, but I kind of like it. So yeah, great. This one, like I said, to me is decidedly feminine. You've got a lot of delicate purple flowers. It makes me think of iridescence. It makes me think more of the wings of the dragonfly, and a bit about where they actually live. So you do have this rain-watery kind of feeling as well. But it's all together very delicate and very, very pretty. I love it. I did one time get a really strange waft of almond, just once for a split second, but that was only like the second time I smelled it. I don't really get that anymore, but there is something kind of smooth in there. I don't know, it's really cool. It keeps with the theme. It feels like it fits in. I said this to Victor the other day, actually, when I spoke to him, that it's amazing how you've worked with so many different perfumers on each different fragrance, but you've managed to create cohesion in all of your line. So if any of you guys have smelled any other fragrances from Zoologist before, you will get what I mean when I say the naturalistic feeling of them comes through before anything else. They smell like nature, so that is what is great about this line. It's what's different about them, and I absolutely love it. So let's talk about the dry down. So all of the rainy type thing and the kind of watery thing, that kind of disappears when it dries, and the place that it goes to, the only way I can describe it is almost like candied petals. It goes really sweet on me and a lot smoother, and I feel like I'm left with mainly the two purple flowers in this, iris and heliotrope, and like they've been candied, like they've been put on top of a cake. I'm not saying it's a gourmand fragrance, I'm saying if you just take the petal part and candy it, like you almost make them edible. So it goes to a very pretty, sweet, purple floral that's really, really light and smooth. And it's very, very nice. And it goes more feminine, I think. I think the opening could be where it might be a bit more unisex, but the dry down, I think, is very, very feminine. It's dainty, it's playful, and it's, yeah, it's just delicate. That's the only way I can describe it, as you would imagine, because dragonflies are delicate things. They flit around with their little iridescent wings and do dragonfly stuff. I think out of the entire bunch, this one is probably the least aggressive. It is the one, in terms of the way it performs as well. It doesn't, for the first hour or so, it is quite, oh, whoosh, and you think, oh, okay, that's quite a lot. But it really does come close to the skin after about 2 hours, I would say. And then it's a very, very gentle, close to the skin, sweet, delicate fragrance. And it lasts, on me, probably about 6 hours. It does last on clothes longer, which is, you know, usually true of most fragrances. I've woken up in the morning with it still on my clothes because I've worn it to bed a few times, admittedly. As far as it goes for a Zoologist, I really love it. As I said, it's my third favourite of the entire line. I cannot wait to try Elephant. I'm so excited. When it comes, I will review it. And I have to review the new formulation of Panda because I think that might be my favourite of all. Anyway, thanks so much, Victor, for sending me it. That's it, guys. I'll speak to you soon. If you want to click my subscribe button and all that stuff, go and do it. I'll be reviewing more things all the time. It's kind of what I do. Anyway, I'll speak to you guys soon. Goodbye.